Open, of course. We are live day 2, almost halfway through the action. And up next on main stage, it's OpTic Gaming as they take on the team coming in from the open bracket. It's going to be Fury. Fury, of course, already played a couple of games that we've seen on the side station. They put up a decent fight, but still looking, of course, for a win. For OpTic Gaming, they are going for flawless. Can they do it?
Absolutely. You know, we've just seen what Fury did against the United. To put it politely, not much. But they're going up against OpTic Game in the Great Wall. You'd be silly to think otherwise. But OpTic Game, they're going for that clean sweep, and with the fifth man being this crowd, I see this being a clean sweep for them in the pool. I
mean, you saw what Fury did, or E-United did to Fury, and we saw it last night, what OpTic can do versus E-United in the forms they are in right now. I don't think OpTic's going to take these guys too lightly. They know these guys a little bit. I mean, I don't think OpTic's going to stop at all.
I've touched a lot on what OpTic was doing wrong at the Stage 1 playoffs where they got 4th place, and I think they really fixed a lot of those issues, at least from what I saw yesterday. So I think going into this series right here, I think they're going to get the clean sweep, the perfect map play in pool. So it's going to happen for them. It's going to be easy, in my opinion.
Let's not hold up the action any longer. We can send it down to our casters for the series. It's the wonderful Maven and Mr. X as well.
Thanks, guys. I have a little bit of difficulty disagreeing with anything that I heard right there. But to be fair, you and I talked before this, and we really felt that the teams coming in from Open, we thought it was going to be kind of 3-0s around. Like, we didn't think there was anyone who was really going to fight tough. It's been the opposite of that so far.
Yeah, I mean, looking at relegation, obviously some of those teams would be ones you'd see fight through the Open, and then we'd see them in the first rounds. But now with those teams starting in group play, you know, now coming out of the Open, you didn't know who to expect. You know, Straight Rippon's a name that we've heard, you know, a lot of primetime players on that roster, but you didn't expect a lot of noise coming from these guys from Open. We've seen it in some of our other matches. This is a completely different beast, though. OpTic Gaming going up against Fury.
Yeah, OpTic looking to keep that perfect record alive, 9-0 yesterday, and when you take a look at so they've all been pretty awesome when it comes to their KDs and overall slaying thus far, but you know, Formal comes in today, #1 overall KD, #1 in Uplink, #1 in Search, #1 in Hardpoint. The guy's been an absolute monster, but the question is, will he continue it throughout the weekend? Because if we think back to Stage 1 playoffs, he didn't have the best Sunday. I know Luminosity not the same as playing against Fury, but still, can they keep it going here on Saturday?
Yeah, I think at Stage 1 playoffs, you saw Formal for the first time, like in a head-to-head matchup against Octane, really lose that battle. And I think it's a little bit of like a humbling moment for him. He kind of goes back. You know, they practiced a lot coming into this event, and he is looking to come out and just destroy through everybody.
Well, that's what I'm curious. You know, they struggled at Vegas. They got pissed off. They grinded. They start to roll everybody. You know, they enter that 23 win streak when they just go nuts throughout the middle of the year. You know, you have a disappointing result at Stage 1. I know they were ticked off talking to them afterwards. So is that going to be what we're going to see again? Is this team just going to come alive and bury everybody?
But you shouldn't have to, like, take a loss to kind of keep working and pushing forward. I feel like
when you've been that good for this long, sometimes I just think that happens. Like, you have a rough event, it motivates you. You play well, you have a rough event, it motivates you. I think you just kind of fall into that a little bit.
Yeah, but I think it should just motivate you to never have a bad event. I mean, obviously, it's so hard to avoid. Like, they're going to have a bad event, but to just kind of get in that spot where you go into every event, you know the pain of losing. You don't want to experience that anymore.
And on the other side of this, we'll see if Fury can make some noise. You know, we've had some surprises this weekend. Bittersweet, probably the one that stands out the most. We know they had talent on the team, but I don't think we expect them to be 4-0 in their pool. Can Fury bring any kind of upset magic here in the match up against OpTic Gaming, or will the green wall keep on rolling here in Anaheim? It's Throwback to kick off this best of 5.
I think you look at OpTic Gaming at the beginning of this, see if they can come out and just really just dominate Fury Gaming. Fury Gaming, name you probably know from that roster is going to be Remy. Obviously, former member of TR, former member of Elevate last year. From what I understand, playing with some friends more from home. Heck is an interesting story. I believe this is his 3rd event overall. I believe it was like top 40 something, and then top 24, and then now making it all the way through open bracket into pool play.
Well, let's see what they're able to do. 3, 2, 1. OpTic Gaming now off to the races. We'll kick things off with Formal as we're beginning to wrap pool play here in day 2.
He's going to take this position up in the top window with the K-bar in hand. And you know, it's interesting, we talk about Formal, right? Fantastic AR player, but he's a little bit more aggressive than a guy like Octane, right? He feels more comfortable, you know, times with the K-bar in hand, you know, not at that very far range, but he's been so good with the NV4 as well. A map like this definitely plays into OpTic Gaming's strengths as a team.
Well, as a couple drop, we swap right over to King Scump, but it's 2 more kills going the way of Fury to open it up. Scump trying to get him behind here, maybe on a flank now. Tossing the top window. A couple players in front, finishes up 1 that's weak. That's 3, make it 4 in the way of OpTic Gaming, and now it's time to rack up a bit of time.
And it's ridiculous to think that, like, remember when the ERAD started to come into the meta, and we heard, you know, guys from OpTic, guys from other teams, like, oh, Scump doesn't want to run it, he wants to run the K-bar, like, he wants to be that player. It's like, well, as soon as you've seen the ERAD get in this guy's hands, like, he is just so good with it. It's just a pleasure to watch Scump with an SMG fly at opponents.
Well, I know it was buffed a bit, but it went from being a questionable weapon to one that is just, I know, getting under the skin of some players. Slasher's been really frustrated. He's like, this thing's melting me regardless of the range. We've seen people win gunfights against an NV4 with that in their hand, but as we're back to the action here, the lead starting them out for OpTic Gaming. They had the early rotation into Barn, and now looking to pick up time. You see at the bottom of the minimap, that's going to be Karma, that's going to work a flank, and watching Courtyard will be Formal in Crim 6.
Right now, I mean, Fury Gaming cannot get close to the hill. You see the players from OpTic Gaming just inside. No real pressure coming from Fury. Every time they get close, just going to get cut down from afar. Scump there with a 2-piece. He has Crim watching the top side of the minimap. There's no pressure at all. This should be a full 60 for OpTic Gaming.
Yeah, this is terrifying because, like you said, no pressure. I mean, there wasn't even a hint of pressure. No one got within 50 feet of going into Barn. You've got Shipping starting out 0-6. Everyone basically negative right now outside of Remy, who's sitting at even. And when you look on the other side, OpTic Gaming, everybody doing it in the slaying department. Over the top is Karma, but not able to win that first gunfight. Scump just playing inside. He'll be working that contest battle and trying to rack up what time he can.
With a game that's so slay dependent, I mean, you cannot afford to have a guy get off to an 0-6 start against a team like OpTic Gaming, because you know for the most part, everybody on this team's going to bring it each and every single map. That you can't afford to have that slow start because that puts you behind, you know, the score right now, 81-17.
And we saw even the difference with it against E United. You know, that's a team that's played OpTic very tough. When you have Gunless, one of the more consistent slayers in the game, you take him out of the equation, and OpTic just rolls him.
Well, look at the difference even for Evil Geniuses. I mean, me and you were outside with them a little bit earlier, but you swap out, you know, Study, who's, you know, 0.8, 0.7 KD in the respawn game modes, for somebody like Parasite, who's about even, you see how much easier it makes the game for the rest of this team.
Yeah, and Evil Genius is looking to be coming out top 2 in their group. One of the other nice surprises with the struggles from FaZe so far this weekend. But let's swap it right over to Krim. We're watching him as the pressure is going to be coming into baseball. I know we've been spending a lot of time with OpTic through the beginning of this, but to be fair, they've had the early rotations. They've been locking it down. Any big chunks of time have been for them. It's been all on Fury trying to break, and they have not been able to even get close.
Yeah, Krim with the NV4 in his hands. He's going to pick up 2, 1 more to his right. It'll be the assist there for Krim, but he's starting to heat up. A 3 streak for Crim 6, and you know, we've seen him put together his best performances, arguably, at this event in the past, right? I mean, Black Ops 2, Krim was insane at Anaheim. Same during Ghost, looking to do it here.
And he's going off 5 streak now at 12-5. He's got 3 Anaheim victories to his name, and he's tallying up the kills. There's the 7 streak. 75 off the bombardment as he is just erupting, mowing down everybody on the Fury Gaming side. They keep pushing, and they keep running into the bullets of Krim as this streak ends with him at 16-6. Let's stick it with the man. Let's get right back to him off spawn. Krim has been an absolute monster.
Oh, and he picks up 2 right as we go to him off the respawn. And Krim is a really prideful guy, man. I mean, this guy cares so much about winning, but I know there's a part of him where he's like, you know, everyone's giving so much love to Formal, so much love to Scump. He just wants to come out here and prove. Obviously, you know, this OpTic Gaming team best in the world. He wants to prove that. But just the fact that, like, he is not done as, like, an MVP candidate for this roster.
Yeah, and you know, while we were talking about that streak, the lead erupts up to a 100-point advantage here. And let's talk a little bit about Remy. I know you mentioned him coming into this, but Remy's a guy that was, you know, has a second-place finish at Champs. He's been on teams that are of top caliber. It just seems over, what, the last year and a half, he's just sort of been trying to fight his way back into the ranks. What do you think was the biggest reason for him sort of falling off at the top?
Yeah, I mean, once he kind of leaves Elevate and they know that roster kind of falls apart last year, he just never really found a consistent home. You know, there are questions with dedication with Remy, you know, how much time did he put into the game? Was he focused all the time? And I think, you know, some other pros at the top of the scene, they're kind of worried, you know, hey, do we want to take a gamble on this guy? Even though he's been a part of some very good teams in the past, they didn't. Now he finds himself trying to build back up with Fury Gaming.
Okay, well, as we go, I think during that, Scump went on a 6 streak of his own. You've got +8 for Scump, +10 for Krim. Formal sitting right around even. Karma right around even as well. That's been Karma really this weekend, though. And throughout the course of the year, he doesn't need to put up big numbers. He usually gets it done, the objective, the clutch plays, and sits around at 1.0. I think everyone at 1.3 or above, and he's right at that Karma range, kind of 1 to 105. That's where he's made his home. But we know how vital, how important he is to this team. One of the smartest players in the game. You know, you think back to Dallas when we did the interview. All the pro players we asked, who do you think's the smartest in the game? I'd say 75% of them said Carmen.
Yeah, and it's so weird.
Carmen.
Hartman?
Yeah, you know, I'm watching too much TV, I guess.
Oh, man, your brain
is old and shriveled.
It doesn't work. But anyway, speaking about Karma, I know, very smart player, like you were saying, but he works, like, his brain just works in, like, weird ways. I mean, I know working with the guy in the past, you'd think a play was, like, the correct play, and everyone on the team's like, oh, hey, you know, Damon, just watch this, and then next thing you know, he's on the other side of the map. You're like, oh, my God, what the hell is he doing? And ends up working out for you. I think just has just tremendous in-game instincts you just can't really teach. Exactly.
It's just stuff that you cannot teach, and he has all of that. But right now, 3 streak for Karma. He's coming alive. Krim 6 back on another 4 streak as well. Karma drops. We'll get right over to Krim. He still has streaks to work with. Trinity rockets in, and he sees everybody. Hell, now going to be raining from the sky, trying to hit underneath bridge and see if he can connect. There's 2. Shipping. Heck. See you later. As they continue to go. One more mid-map. It's another 7 streak for Krim 6. Looking for the 8th in the back. 9 around the edge, somehow staying alive. This man has been an absolute beast. Do not challenge him, because he ain't missing.
He has been lights out with the NV4 in his hands. You got to wonder, Maeve, I mean, you see him shooting so hot with this weapon from range. Do you give it to him on some of the other maps? No, left form will be a little bit more aggressive with a K-bar.
Maybe that's what the team needs, because I'll tell you what, this has been a treat. Double digits now for the streak. He's 30 and 10. The lead's 227 to 71. He's even taken out his teammate.
Yeah, he couldn't find anybody on Fury to take out, so he just dropped a missile right on top of Karma's head. But just look at how crazy his stats are compared to everybody else in this game. 30 and 11. The next highest kills in the lobbies at 19. Krim has dominated game number 1.
Been an absolute beast. Final tick. OpTic Gaming, game 1. 250 to 71. Krim just realizes the game is over, because I think he was in a zone, man. That was unbelievable. What a treat to watch.
And he has games like this. I mean, you can think back in Call of Duty history. I mean, some of the best clips involve Krim on like these crazy streaks or making some incredible plays. I can think back, you know, Black Ops 2 finals against Farico Impact in this venue. You know, the streak he goes on a Slums hardpoint, it was just unreal. Like, the crowd after that was just mental. The guy plays for the big moments, showing up there in game 1.
And he's a guy that cares a lot, and I think there's been, I don't want to say a tug of war with him kind of internally, but, you know, back to when he was playing with Aches, it was always kind of, they were trying to one-up each other, so like a Kobe Shaq type thing. Who was going to put up the best numbers? Who was going to be that guy? It's sort of shifted now to the formal Scump show, and Krim sometimes, I think, just wants to be like, I still got it, and just goes out and demolishes people, because we know what a talented player he can be. He just hasn't had to be the guy dropping, you know, 1-2 over the course of an event, but we know he can.
I mean, just about any other team, he's arguably their best player, best slayer on a lot of other teams. So, you know, taking a back seat to Formal and Scump for the most part, but you saw it in their game number 1. It goes in OpTic Gaming's favor, 250 to 71. Krim with a monster game.
Well, game 1 goes the way of OpTic Gaming. They're able to take it. Game 2 is going to be Breakout. Guys, make some noise. We're live in Anaheim. We're having fun. It's day 2. Still so much action to come. Thank you all for coming out. It's been fun. I got to hang out with a lot of you. I was out watching the open bracket matches earlier today. Oh, I love Anaheim.
I love it too.
80 degrees outside, not a cloud in the sky. Birds chirp. I don't know where birds come into play in this at all.
I didn't see any birds, but no,
I didn't either.
I love this area, man. I mean, every year, every time we come, just the crowd, the energy in the room, just always insane.
Well, you see the shot now of Fury. They just got destroyed in game 1.
They did.
You have to rebound. And the good thing for you, you're not going into another hard point. You have a search and destroy. It's going to mix it up a lot. This is maybe where you can steal it. The downside for them is this has been maybe the best we've seen this core OpTic crew at search and destroy this year, right? If you think back to AW, I wouldn't say it was their specialty. Black Ops 3, they struggled in it for sure. They've been very, very good this year. Probably the best we've seen them.
I mean, you could say Advanced Warfare, they were up and down in search and destroy. Black Ops 3, the reason they probably don't make it farther in COD Champs is because of their search and destroy
play.
Like
2 searches.
Yeah, they were really poor. And this year they've come in and they put together a good effort in search and destroy. They're really starting to round this roster out. Good in all 3 game modes. I mean, they have not dropped a map yet, showing no signs of dropping maps anytime soon.
No, but what is interesting, though, if you're an OpTic fan, is you think about the fact that they could be going, well, they should be going up against LG probably in winners round 1. And what was I always ask you, what was the stat you always say? It's basically, I never remember the exact number.
Now you're asking me. Okay, so it's outside of winners round 1, OpTic Gaming pretty much just never loses.
Like, it's something like 26-1. Back when you said
it was like, I think it was like 31-1 when we had the stat. I think their only loss was UMG South Carolina last year, outside of a winners round 1, which is a winners round 2 to H2K. But outside of that game, I mean, once they get past winners round 1, they're smooth sailing.
And that's what we're going to have tonight, that winners round 1, more than likely against Luminosity.
Scaring all the people out.
A rematch from Stage 1 playoffs where Luminosity got the better of them. You had the crazy duel between Octane and Formal. We'll probably see more of that. But that's why I think coming out to a hot start right now and just, you got to get hot and just continue that through the course of the day. Yeah, you're going to have a couple match break before you play later tonight. But the OpTic squad are here. I think it's going to be, this isn't like Columbus where it's a more intimate atmosphere we kind of have with a couple hundred fans. We're inside of the arena. It's probably a little bit easier for these guys to get amped up. But look at that shot. You got just a full crowd here, fans behind them. I get a feeling they're going to be ready to rock.
It is. It's a completely different vibe. I remember, even speaking with TP a little bit, when they won in 2013, like just on that stage in this venue, like you just have goosebumps just going all across your body, man. I mean, it's just unreal, like the energy the crowd provides, especially when you get into grand finals later in the weekend.
I'm ready. If I could fast forward to Sunday, I would do it. It's going to be a crazy, crazy day, but it's going to be Breakout Search up next. Is this where Fury can come in and take a game off the powerhouse that is OpTic Gaming? I mean, for Fury, hell, you've already, for the most part, you've done your job. You made it into pools, which is a big part of the battle coming out of open bracket. Now just trying to see if you can take some matches off of these tough teams. Here we go, though. 20 seconds on the clock. Let's talk a little bit about, Breakout Search and Destroy, as we've had now, a month and a half with it in the rotation. How have you started to feel with it about a map? Where do you think the advantage comes from for here? What do you like about it?
I think teams really haven't figured out a way to play this yet, to be quite fair.
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen attempts go over towards the B where they just kind of stall out. It seems like the default play is let's just hit mid and go to showers, or hit all the way on the wall run and go over towards A. But it seems like no team has really kind of gotten a great grasp of this map yet.
Okay, well, here we are. It's going to be Karma on the lower wall run. Here's the shots. He's up top there. It's too early. Karma gets him, but Scump does fall. So it'll be a 3-2 advantage. Formal just got eyes on at least one of the players as he's going to be wrapping around the flank. There should be a collapse potential here between Karma and Formal. Does not miss. C-ball dropped. It's all on Remy now to try and make a play. That play is off the edge of the map.
Yeah, I probably figured he had no chance to make anything happen at that moment in time. Just kind of throw that round away. He'll go OpTic Gaming's favor in round number 1. Karma with the big play, the 2-piece off that bottom wall run.
Shot of Formal here coming into the day with a 3.86 S&D KD.
Doesn't even seem real.
Yes, it's only 3 maps, but yes, that is still absolutely absurd. And now we're into round 2. It's going to be Fury's opportunity to try and make a play here on the offensive side of things. It looks like they're going to be pushing towards the B bomb. Crim 6 will be the one lying in wait.
If you're Fury, I mean, look, you're going up against OpTic Gaming, right? You're the heavy underdog. You can just try about anything here in the search and destroy. I mean, you're kind of playing with house money. Nobody expects you to come in, take this series. You yourself, you dropped some games already in this group. It'd be very difficult to go on forward. So you have to just kind of put together the best effort, maybe try and catch OpTic off guard. This is a must-win map for them.
Well, yeah, that's kind of, I want to ask you, so when you were coaching back in the Complexity days, you kind of always had the team that was the heavy favor, so you kind of know what it was like for OpTic coming into this, just expecting sort of smash. What's it like for Fury when you're happy you got into pool play, and now you're going up against somebody like OpTic? Where do you think their heads are at?
I mean, it's difficult, right? I mean, you have to kind of not really be happy with where you are. Like, you sign up for the open bracket and you play those matches to get to this point to hope to upset these teams. But I know when you're really outmatched like they are right now, I mean, they look like they're in a great spot to win this round. But overall in the series, it's very difficult on the mindset because you play for so long, and then to play for so long, you know, lose a few games, then you kind of know you're going in a loser bracket. To come in here and try and pull up this upset, it's very difficult mentally.
Well, maybe you can start there. They get a round win in round 2, trying to bounce back after getting crushed in the first throwback hardpoint. Maybe this is where they can bounce back as you see the final kill cam coming through. But yeah, maybe there's a chance, like you said, where you can maybe try some new things out. And it's I'm excited. I just want to see him. I liked Remy, man. I've been casting him back since I guess kind of early AW. I'd like to see him back on the main stage more and more.
Yeah, I remember back, you know, Advanced Warfare Champs. That was one of the best stories. TR, like this magical run all the way to the finals. Remy, a big part of that squad. You know, we've seen a lot of guys. You know, Parasite back on the main stage making an impact. Remy now coming through the open bracket with some new up-and-comers. A lot of these kind of veterans, you know, finding some new homes. It's good to see.
Yeah, you still let Rise. You still have Vicento and Aqua still playing together after all this time. We're now watching Crim 6. He's got pressure coming from the Snow Street, trying to peek around the tank, not able to do it. 2 down for OpTic Gaming. Perhaps another round that Fury will be able to take. They have a 4 versus 2 advantage. On with Karma. A little hop, skip, and shots to the face, turning this into a 2v2 quickly. Going clutch mid-map with a little bit of help there from Scump. It's going to be Scump and Karma going up against Heck and Remy.
It's a smart play. They kind of split the defense, right? You know, 2 players kind of go all the way through cave and go on the backside. So it's a 4v2, but OpTic says, hey, let's push on forward. You know there's probably 2 players holding these angles. Let's just fight this 2v2 and hope they don't come from behind fast enough. But that's going to be a team killer coming in from Remy. And Karma picking up 1 more. Things fall apart. It's a 2v4 clutch for OpTic Gaming.
And Karma gets at least 3 there. I believe he's now going to be at 6 and 1. And that's, you know, early when they were doing well in Search and Destroy, you know, as much as the respawn would be carried at times from the slaying department with Formal and Scump, you would see Crim and Karma that were really sort of doing that in Search and Destroy. And you see a bit of that right now where Karma has all but 1 kill to his name. As now they take another advantage in this series. You take a look at the pressure, it looks like it's going to be going towards the B side again. Crim is the man here last time. He spots them pushing, wisely going to back up. Make sure he calls out the spiral. That'll be Formal there, ready to pinch.
See, here's where it's difficult for Fury, right? Because you know, you lose that round, you lose a little bit of confidence, you're gaining a little bit of momentum, right? You win a round, now you look like you're going to win the next round. You lose that confidence, and now you start to play a little bit slower. Look at the overall game clock, you know, for the round, 55 seconds left. And they need to make some action happen. You see Remy on a flank there through A, picks up that first kill. That's huge for Fury.
Yeah, I think he got nice timing there, just coming through mid-map. Nice shots to take out Formal. Now it's going to be another 2v4 opportunity. Last time they were able to clutch up. Doesn't look to be happening this time. Scump going to drop. He's sitting at 0-3, and Fury has battled back to tie this one up at 2-2.
Yeah, it was a big opening kill by Remy. He comes on a flank. You're able to take Formal out. You put a lot of pressure on Crim. It was a 3v1 over at the B bomb site, and you're able to win it.
Shot of Remy right there, trying to lead this team in a very David versus Goliath-esque moment. I know we're not into bracket play yet, but a victory here, I mean, gives them a fighting chance to try and break into the top 2 if they were able to upset OpTic Gaming.
I mean, you know, Fury Gaming, their best chance in this series would be to win the next 2 maps. Obviously, you know, you win this one, great. If you lose the uplink, then you're put yourself in a must-win game in a hard point. Not the ideal scenario.
Watching Karma right now as they've secured the A site. You see, just look at the mini-map. It's Formal all the way in the back of the map watching the flank, but you see all 4 players going to be hitting from the front side. Heck can be first one in, see some bullets coming in, trying to find the angle here. He's 5-1, doing his best to match Karma on the other side. He has a teammate going up over the top. Now there's the pinch. He looked like right at Crim, didn't react in time. 1 drops for either side. Both teams trading effectively, and now the next attack is going to come. Tags, but gets away, not able to work the bait and switch. The hip fire not going to be enough. It's now Sibo with the pistol. He will fall, and that's another round for OpTic Gaming.
And you got to say, Heck getting off to a good start. It's pretty big for him. I can't remember. Obviously, you know, very new to the scene. We talked about it, you know, 3rd event, you know, coming through the open bracket, you know, big moment here getting into group play. But I got to say, this is probably, you know, first time on the main stage. You got a huge packed crowd here. You got to go big, I mean, for the team. And you see he's 5-2 right now, doing a good job kind of handling all that pressure.
Yeah, it's just, I was talking to Pat about this, and he's like, there are players that thrive on the main stage, and there are players that crumble on the main stage. And, you know, sometimes you just don't know what type of player you're going to be until you actually get to the main stage. So this is a couple young guys' chance to make their debut in a very tough matchup. Opening kill to Karma. He opened the 2-piece in the first round, looking to do it here again. Wise play, though. Tags him up, back down. Krim is there to trade it out. And now a 4v2 advantage for OpTic Gaming.
Yeah, I love seeing new players on the main stage. It's one thing to do it at Station 36 out there in the open bracket, but with all eyes on you over here on the main stage, it's a completely different beast. And see quickly, it's going to be a 1v3. Remy, the only one up for Fury Gaming. He's getting tagged up in a bad spot. He will lose the fight. OpTic will win the round as they go up 4-2.
I mean, it's the same for us as casters, man. It's one thing to cast an online 2K from your bedroom. It's different when you're casting for several 100,000 people at a COD Champs, right? It's very different. It takes some experience, time to get adapted to it, and we'll see some of these players as they grow. That's one of the best things. I think the most fun things for us as casters, though, too, is over the years, we get new games, new players, kind of watching these guys slowly rise up the ranks, because for the most part, you don't typically have somebody like a Gunless that just comes out of nowhere and all of a sudden he's a top player in 3 months.
Crushing, yeah.
Yeah. It's usually much more of a longer grind. You got the caster's radar, the community's radar, and you grind your way to the top. It's fun to watch.
Quickly, though, kills traded out. 3v3 scenario as Scump is going to move in here towards A. Should be getting bombed down. You see the angle that Fury Gaming's taking here, Maeve, though. That wall run, it is so dangerous. They're going to send 2 players across it. Scump's going to back out. It's pretty fortunate for Fury Gaming. If he sits there on the top of the bomb, he's going to mow down 2 or 3 with this ERAD.
Now, OpTic with the re-peek through the doorway. Scump, though, able to open things up, trying to snap on another. It's quickly a 2v2. Krim goes to trade the kill, 1 versus 1. Krim shots in, not able to finish it. Still 20 seconds here. Wrapping around the edge. Little ring around the rosy. Krim spotted you. 5-2 now for OpTic Gaming. 1 round away from a 2-0 advantage here in their best of 5.
Yeah, only 2 places Remy could go, right? I mean, as soon as he gets off the bomb, either goes back out towards that outskirt area, which wouldn't make any sense unless he's just trying to bait Krim in, I guess, and just kind of peek out the doorway, or he ran through the opposite doorway of Krim. So Krim, the aggressor, just gets there a little bit faster, kills Remy before he can get to the edge.
Well, let's start off with Fury, who's down 3 rounds and trying to fight back and maybe push this to a potential round 11. It looks to be an aggressive mid-map hit. Nobody home for OpTic Gaming as they've all stacked the B site. It looks to be a fast flank possibly for them. Spreading across the map, you see the green arrows holding the top side by B. The entire 8 site wide open for Fury to get a quick plant here.
But you do have the active camo on Karma. Potentially use this here. I mean, if you're going on this little wall run, you need to kill the intro into the site. And 35 seconds on the clock. See how OpTic plays this. They're all stacking up. They're going to follow up this Scarab.
Let it get out front a little bit so no kind of team kill comes in. Scarab in. Karma in behind it, trying to locate the kill. Gets the call. There's one at the edge. Almost lose him as he goes vertical, but able to find it. 2 kills, though. Go the way of Fury. Krim trades it out. Now Scump by his lonesome in a 1 versus 2. He's got 1 out towards mid-map, 1 at Commissary. He quickly turns it into a 1 versus 1. 10 seconds going to be on the clock. He's got nothing he can do other than try to stick this. Not able to do it. And it's just going to be shipping. Biding his time. FTL's in to make sure he's not home. Had to check it. He can't see what we can. That's another round on the board for Fury.
Yep, it's a good round there for Fury. Don't give Scump an opportunity to 2PC with that ERAD in that close quarter area over by the A bomb site, and they win the round. I know shipping there had to use the FTL jump, make sure Scump wasn't defusing the bomb. You don't really hate that play. I mean, he has to make sure he's not on the bomb. It's the fastest way to get over there.
Yeah, I mean, all you see on the kill cam is him sprinting towards the bomb. Maybe his teammates saying, hey, maybe he stuck it, maybe he stuck it. You got to try and check it there. Okay, let's get into round 9. Remember, Karma still has that camo. We'll see if he opts to play with it. You see there's a mid-stack and kind of right outside Spiraler, so everyone is sitting for Fury right now. Karma, most likely, the one that should open things up, unless he's holding on to this for another round. Right now, just hunting, trying to get a feel for where the opposition is. Now Karma has spotted 1 in the back at least. The plant is going to go down. The call-out should come to Karma soon, maybe to hit this camo and attack the backside. Yep, there it is. Gonna go to the back. He sees 3. I think he got eyes on all of them. First one, the tank finds it. Charges out, second in the back, finds it. There's a 3rd there as well. All dead! Damon Barlow is an assassin. One more game goes the way of OpTic Gaming. They are now a perfect 11-0. 4 clean shutouts right around the corner. Scump and crew getting it done. They have been absolute lights out. And it just, this is what's crazy though. You think about FaZe seems off this event. United obviously don't have Gunless Swirlies in playing. Luminosity has looked shaky at best. I mean, we know how good they are, but still haven't looked great. Who have you seen that's going to challenge OpTic with the form they've been in so far? I mean, they've been the most impressive team without question.
Oh, I think by far. And I think, you know, you look at it on that one side of the coin, right? Who's going to challenge OpTic? But you look on the other side, there's so many teams that could contend for a title or a spot in the grand finals. This tournament is wide open.
Absolutely is. OpTic going to be looking for the clean 3-0 sweep right when we get back after this quick commercial break.
Stage one was very disappointing for us just because we were the heavy favorites. When we're on, you know, but when we're off, it just doesn't feel right. I think moving forward, we kind of talked about focusing on our game, not too much about what event we're at. Fundamentals are the most important, just doing the right stuff no matter what the score is, no matter what the situation is. As long as you're doing the right thing, then there's no way that can hurt your situation. But as the game goes on, you start to discover there's more ways of playing the game. I think that's the biggest thing, is just recognizing that the game's evolving, that we have to evolve with it. Our performance at Anaheim is a huge determining factor of how the rest of the year goes for us. It would be good for us to know that, hey, we could bounce back and we can perform at the highest level, just like we know we can. Even if the game is getting later into the year, we want to make sure that we're still, you know, up at the top.
So, as many of you guys know, one of the most important skills in Call of Duty is recognition of where your opponent is going to be coming from. Map number one, we saw Crim6, he did that to a T. He updated his patch, whatever you want to call it, but that recognition was insane. Crim6 starting out on this back hard point. He is sitting in the back of the map. He did not even have to move. He starts picking up kills immediately. First player, he drops right in front of the hill. Again, recognition where the pressure is going to be coming from, immediately turns and looks, instantly picks up that kill over in bowling. Then he's pinging back and forth. He knows that he's going to get pinched in. Boom, comes back. Another kill from inside the hard point. And then from there, it's just happy feasting. He knows the spawns are coming in. He knows that's the lane that other team is going to have to take. Boom, he gets 1, 2, 3 more kills, all in the exact same spot. He's trying to create his own graveyard hill, if you will. But even after he clears out the opponent, again, he's going back and forth. He knows exactly when the opponents are coming at him, turns attention back towards bowling, gets another kill, finishes off, finally gets taken down after he goes on a 7 or 8 streak, something ridiculous. But as you can see, a bunch of red X's by the hands of Crim6. Phenomenal game number 1 from him and OpTic Gaming as a whole. Now throwing it back to the casters to finish up for game number 3.
Thank you, Chance. I felt like I was looking at one of those like NBA shot charts they'll show when teams having a rough game. It's like all the X's where they missed on it. They were just all dead bodies for when killed everybody on Fury. But no, that was a massacre. I think he had one streak at the 7, another one at 10 or 11 kills.
9, I think, was the one.
He went absolutely off. But the guy that did it in S&D, it was Karma, an absolute monster. You saw a 3-piece to close it out. I think he opened the game with a 2-piece, ends the game with a 3-piece. Everyone can do it on this team, and that's why they're more often than not the favorites coming into an event.
Yeah, now Fury Gaming with their backs against the wall. Obviously, we need to get the reverse sweep going. They're able to come back, win this series. Highly unlikely. OpTic Gaming so good in the respawn game modes. Now, Uplink coming up next. Even if they were to drop this one on Precinct, you have another hard point coming up right after that.
And this Precinct, we know how important, I mean, slaying can be in any respawn, but here specifically, if you can get the spawn trap, get control, you're going to dominate. And that's why I just don't know how Fury, I don't think they have the skill on their team to match the slaying of OpTic Gaming. That's not trying to knock them, I just don't think it's there. And that you can say that about most teams that are here this weekend.
Right. And I think with the way the game is, it's very difficult to slow the pace of the game down. It's very fast. And no slaying, it's such a key factor in terms of winning. I mean, you see the percentages, I think, in all the game modes. It's above 70% win rate if you outslay the opponent. I think something crazy like playoffs, there was one game where the team did not outslay in a respawn game mode that they won. I believe it was from Splice. So I think when you look at these game modes, it's very difficult for Fury to win.
Well, let me know. I know we've got some OpTic fans in attendance. OpTic right now 11-0. If you think they're going to close this out, 12-0, perfect. Make some noise. I think they're feeling the 12-0 right now. Fury, I mean, this is just, it's a tough matchup, man. I know we've been focusing on OpTic, but with the scorelines the way they've been, I mean, they've just been blowouts. They're the superior team right now. I would be, I don't know, I'll write you a check if somehow Fury comes back and reverse sweeps this.
I'd happily take that check as well.
Not for much money, because I don't have much, but I'll write you a check.
Yeah, I'll happily take it for whatever it's worth. But I think, look, no, for OpTic Gaming, you look to close this out. You look to close this group out perfect. But I do worry about it later. You know, you didn't run up against much adversity in the groups. You're going up against potentially Luminosity in a first-round match. You got to find somebody, you know, of your caliber, of that top echelon to warm up with before that match, because LG's had some tough games thus far.
Well, that was our worry at stage 1. They had no test really in their group. They blow everybody out for the most part, and then they come into stage 1 playoffs, and all of a sudden it's like, oh god, we're playing FaZe. Oh, we're playing Luminosity. Also, the top competition comes in. It's like they just weren't ready for it. You know, it's not that you get into a lull or get lazy, but when you're beating everybody 3-0, 100-point clubbing everyone in hardpoint, once you actually get some adversity, it's hard to maybe flip that extra switch.
Well, it's just because they're able to put the pace of the game on the opposing team, right? You can play really fast. You know, now you have Fury on your back heel. It's like a punch to the face as soon as you have a team like LG comes out, gets you 3 dead, and now you're the ones on the back foot. So it's a much different game when you go up against teams of that caliber.
Okay, well, off to the races. First kill coming in from Scump. Karma going to be peeking lobby, able to tack up and back up a couple of these players. Scump keeps it going. He started out 2-0, but Jerome going to be in the hand. They might be able to actually get points on the board. Let's go over to Remy and crew. He's leading the way, wrapping around the edge. 1 point early, and I don't know if that's a miscommunication, but they were not ready at all for them to just grab the drone, wrap out, and put points on the board. But now you're at risk of allowing a counterattack unless Heck can win a couple gunfights. He cannot. OpTic's chance now to move forward.
You get that first point on the board, though. It's got to be good for Fury Gaming. Now you just got to hold on the defensive end. OpTic gets that first kill, and now you see the swarm start to come. Even that's 3 dead for Fury Gaming. This is going to be a 2-point play.
That's a dunk, and what's scarier, they have the wrap back into lobby, but the domination is continuing. Let's hear it from OpTic Gaming.
Go right. One's on heading. Two there. One's white hole ball, one's white hole behind him. All guys out, and one's out behind him.
Remy's dead, I killed him.
Other one at the, oh, you killed him? Nice. Go gas. Play punchy corner.
One's wood, I'm one shot.
I can go cat.
He ran back. There's two wood. One's high white, one's in wood.
Going cat.
I jammed in wood, one wood. He is top China, in China.
Bottom one shot.
One's in China right now. Go back to the point, dead. One more with sushi,
Calls our side? Yeah. Beth, you gotta either die or come back.
Yeah, trophy backstairs.
Alright.
You went orange ball.
Yeah. I can't. I think he missed that. Watch for
One point, guys. I got one. I'm out of bullets. I literally have no bullets.
Might be mid behind me.
White van. Yellow van. Yellow car right now.
I'm behind him. I think we'll white hole. I think we'll white hole.
Oh, back, caution. He's back at the trash.
Boss one also. Kinetic guy's hurt. They're pushing back stairs.
I have your orange.
Close right orange.
I hear you.
Top cat, weak.
Orange, two backstairs. Orange, two backstairs.
Two backstairs. I got
orange
one.
push. Remy's already pushed.
Yeah, he's on our point. He went top last time.
Right in. He's underneath.
He's on our point. Remy's hurt.
Yeah, dead.
On
our stairs. C-ball, top glass, one's orange. Top glass, one orange. Back alley, C-ball.
Nice. One.
He jumped over me.
I'm dead. Top glass and back alley.
Top glass is.
Top glass up out.
On our point. Nowhere near.
Two, nice, good job.
Nice.
Play now, he might go orange.
One white.
I'll white hole.
Watch out, white.
They wrap all back,
Guys, I need orange.
We get the communication bit from OpTic Gaming. No change in the scoreline throughout, but what'd you like? I mean, I heard a very focused team.
Yeah, pretty composed. Business as usual for OpTic Gaming. They're still not putting a ton of points on the board. Attack with the drone in hand, and they're going to try and reroute this top side, and they may catch OpTic off guard if they go here quick, but this little slow play. He's going to throw the drone down. He's going to wait for some teammates to come off the spawn. Not going to work out for Fury Gaming. The drone should go in the hands of OpTic.
Remy trying to hold here at Statue. Some nice shots up to Krim, but he will end up falling. Karma started out 10-5. He's on a 4 streak right now. If we can actually swap over to his POV, I just want to see how close he is to streaks. I take it back. Right as I say it, he ends up dropping. So the streak will end at 5. But the pressure continuing to be forward. Formal and Stump here on the attack. But he goes off the map. Not a gunfight he should have won. I believe his screen was all red as Shipping tried to outgun Formal. Formal's still here, buddy. He slides forward, picks up another, finally going to drop. But the attack and the upload coming through for OpTic Gaming. 3-1 advantage, a minute 20 on the clock.
I don't know how they're able to turn it into points. Cream and Karma both drop. Scump and Formal pick up enough kills to keep the offense alive for just long enough to get through a 1-point play.
Yeah, that was basically a 2v4, right? For the most part, they're just using cover there. Finally, get it through. Very scrappy 1-point play for OpTic Gaming. And now they've got drone in attack position again. Karma has the opening pick, and they're looking to make a play. They're going to take it around the other side. Karma coming through the back, trying to get the ERAD up, but it's C-ball there on defense. That should be everything shut down for now. Everybody's dead, actually, for Fury. They're coming on the spawn. Say Krim could win one, maybe a 1-point toss, but I think there were more players in behind.
And it's interesting. We saw this from OpTic yesterday. We'll cycle through all the players. I think we've gone on with all their POVs at some point during this one, but no reactive armor. You saw Scump with the Centurion. Believe Krim's got overdrive, Karma's got camo, and Formal's got FTL jump. So no reactive armor from OpTic again on the main stage here in Uplink.
And what's curious to check is actually, and some of the scrims leading into this, I saw Formal taking over camo control in Uplink. It was the one mode that I saw him actually taking over those duties. It was just in a couple days worth of scrims that I saw, but he's going to be back to FTL here. So whatever I guess they saw in the scrims, it didn't end up working out for him.
Yeah, it's just weird. Get rid of reactive armor as the game ends the first half. It'll be OpTic up 3-1. But reactive armor, we see, you pop it here and pick up a quick 2-piece lead for some offense.
I am no longer a fan of reactive armor.
Oh, okay. Why are you no longer a fan?
After the All-Star match, I've decided that Bull Charge should be used.
Bull Charge and Reaper should be used instead.
No, Bull Charge is actually currently in the rules, though. That can be used and replace reactive armor. So I am very pro Bull Charge. We saw a 3-piece with that.
I'm sure teams will be begging for you to coach with that type of knowledge after this event.
You imagine hotel hallway retaliation hardcore just charge it on in there.
No, I imagine they'd be dead instantly. The players aren't playing with shotguns and sniper rifles.
We'll agree to disagree.
I think everybody out there would agree with me. The Karma just going into the Fury Gaming spawn, picking up 2 quick kills. This will be a 2-point play for OpTic Gaming. Make it a 3rd kill there for Karma.
Nice shots there, too. Through the glass, able to pick it up. Karma, 3 in a row, 18 and 10, getting tagged up at Cat Statue. Teammate looks over him. The assist comes in. He's close to doubling up on his Scarab. We'll see if he can work closer to the camo and also to those Trinity rockets. One of the best in the game when it comes to the movement, using the wall runs to get behind on the flank. He just spotted one in behind. They've got control of the base. As Krim finds a kill, there should be points relatively soon with the position that he's playing.
Yeah, they were looking for that one player in the base. Karma rotates all the way back out. Krim's able to finish off that kill, but look at Formal, this positioning. He's able to pick up this 1 kill. I was going to say, he peeks up Remy there. Then you start to get this spawn trap in the back alley. Would have been bad news for Fury.
Well, Fury trying to make a play now. We listened to the team comms there from OpTic Gaming. Fury, though, the team with their backs up against the wall, trying to mount the comeback. Let's hear them.
Top cat. Top cat dead. Over there. One's in the right corner. Last guy in the right corner. Over there. Take your time. Nice. Pick up on third.
I'm one hit.
I tried to somewhere. There's two here. Go down, bro. There's one there. Foremost one shot to the right. Someone's on green. He left. Okay. I don't see anything on the block. There's one plus one. Based on my left, there's 2T. I got Formal. He's on, he's left side. You loading?
Yeah, he got me.
Need a ball to go right.
Vending's pushing you.
There's two behind. Where are we at now? Okay. Let's go. Keep playing ball. One up over. One more cat. Did he go? One more cat. He's playing up on left side. No, he went outside. He went outside to the corner. Yeah. One for T. One for T.
You see right?
All through cat. Karma's weak. Going to ball. Yeah, there's two cats. I got one. One more. It's okay. I'm staying alive. Watch the pitch. Yeah, I will. One's okay, and one. I got it. Look here. Okay, I got it. Only one in mid right now. Yeah, Crimsix do it. The Scump is one.
Right back into it. Fury still trailing, but we heard them trying to get into this, trying to fight back tooth and nail, but with 2.5 minutes left and another dunk coming in for OpTic Gaming. Things certainly not looking pretty, and now you've got a spawn trap on in back alley.
Yeah, you know, they had all the right call-outs. They know exactly where they should be looking, knowing where OpTic Gaming's coming from. Just quite frankly, not able to win any of the gunfights. As you saw, Karma, I believe, was down a 4 streak there. Rally some more points on the board. Here comes Karma down the mid street. He's able to get one, has the active camo to use if they get the drone in his hands, but it's probably not needed. A 2-piece from Scump at the top of the map. You see everybody spawning at the bottom from Fury on gas. This will be another 2-point play for OG. Actually, the drone gets reset there, so they don't get points on the board, but you see it now, it's Crim using that overdrive. There you go. Oh, there's the 2-point play. Barely makes it in.
I'll tell you what, back to what we were talking about a little bit earlier, I actually like the idea of Scump with Centurion a lot in that way. Because remember when Nameless and Study swapped with it during stage 1? Because Nameless played a lot more aggressive. You want that guy with the trophy drone to be out in front, pick up that first grenade so you can push through. Who's going to be the guy leading the charge more often than not? It's going to be Scump, the one in there that can eat that first grenade. I like it. It lets him play maybe a little bit more aggressive. He's not worried about getting tacked up as everybody tosses grenades off spawn.
Yeah, that would make really kind of the only sense for that. You know, let Scump kind of be that lead initiator for this team that he's so good at with the submachine gun in his hand.
So not only does it give him a little more protection, but it protects his teammates, right, as he's leading the charge. But with 60 seconds left, it's looking like it's going to be a perfect 12-0 start for OpTic Gaming. 9-1 in this game, an FTL jump forward from Formal, now drone in hand. The dish, more points likely coming here as they continue. Formal wins yet another gunfight. The camo, pop, another dunk, the dagger, 11-1.
It's been a fantastic performance from OpTic Gaming in this matchup. Looks like they will finish pool play undefeated. No series loss, no maps lost going into that winner bracket later today.
And as much, I mean, there's not a whole lot you could break down about this particular series. I just think it was a Fury team that was outmatched by the strong and just dominant team that is OpTic Gaming. But let's talk forward a little bit. You know, if it ends up being OpTic versus Luminosity that we might see later on tonight, and I apologize if there's a matchup that's gone on that I haven't seen, but if that's going to be the matchup, does it hurt them that you have such a, I guess, kind of an easy win going into that later today? Like you have a couple hour break?
I think so. You see OpTic Gaming officially close this series out 3-0, but gotta wonder, didn't get great practice in groups, gonna need to regroup, maybe find another team back scrim before that next game comes up.
Well, the fans letting them hear it. OpTic Gaming currently perfect in Anaheim, a home where Crim has made his name known throughout the years. He's got 3 trophies. Could this year be number 4?
Be a huge win for OpTic Gaming. You heard Formal talking a little bit about it in the interview we had with him. You know, they want to come here, prove they can bounce back after a tough loss and win the next event.
And you know, I heard Scump talking in scrims a little bit. Like, guys, why does it feel like we're at that point in the year where we've been so far ahead of everyone in hardpoint, now people all of a sudden catch up to us? Like, let's not let that happen again, because it happened last year. It happened in AW. They dominate in respawns, dominate. The later the year goes on, it's like people play catch up. They get a little bit better at it. But God, look at that game one. Really the whole series. The respawns are 250-71, 11-1. It wasn't close at any point.
I mean, you see the scores for all 3 games heavily in favor of OG, displaying their dominance here in day number 2.
Is there anyone that can slow them down?
So far this weekend, I mean, they have looked so good. I mean, you know, I think you put Splice up on stage in a big match, maybe they come alive. I think LG is probably their scariest opponent.
Well, I'll tell you what, Crimbot, you are an absolute mastermind in that game one. Multiple giant streaks. He's on the stage with Chris Puckett.
Thank you so much. Let's hear it for the Crimbot. How's that feel?
Feels good, man. I switched roles. I switched to the MV4, and I think it's paying off.
So tell me a little bit about this decision, because I was sitting with Merck and TPR analysts, and they were saying this was such a genius move. You and Formal switching up the weaponry. What changes in game? Can you kind of explain that to the fans?
Well, Formal is more like the maniac player, and I'm more of like, the slow guy. But I was using a K-bar, and he was using an MV4, and I was like, hey, this doesn't make sense at all. So, like, why are we doing this? And then, we switched. And basically, I already know Matt. He's good with the K-bar. I just got to be good with the MV4. And
seems to be working out pretty well, doesn't it? Crim, you dominated. You went on a 7 streak against Mindfreak last night on the same map, Throwback. Today, you had back-to-back streaks, ridiculous runs. Is it that map, or why are you feeling it here so far in Anaheim?
I don't know. I'm just feeling good. I'm feeling really good. I don't know if it's the map, but I'm feeling good.
Final question for you. We have to look back to stage 1. So far, you guys are perfect 12-0, but you finished 4th back at stage 1, and that shocked everybody. What happened back then?
I don't know. I really don't know. Maybe we were just overstressed. I don't know.
Well, you didn't get your 31st tournament win there. You have the opportunity to do it this weekend in Anaheim. Who do you want to play? Who are you looking forward to matching up when we get to bracket play?
Man, why do you guys even ask me this question?
Because I hope you're going to say Luminosity, who knocked you out of stage 1, because it's looking like that might be the series we'll see here tonight in Winners Bracket Round 1. Would you like to see that rematch?
Yeah, I want to play him.
He wants to play LG. That's the match I want to see. Crim, I'll let you go celebrate with your squad. We have plenty more pool play to go, though, guys. Don't go anywhere when we come back. We're live from Anaheim with more of the best Call of Duty has to offer.